is John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves in The Continental. Keanu Reeves is one of Hollywood's most admired actors, thanks in large part to the very real sensation that Reeves is a beacon of light and kindness, incapable of purposefully injuring anyone. That's why it's so strange that putting a gun in his hand is a surefire way to make billions. The enormously popular John Wick trilogy plays heavily on that idea, providing Reeves with enough righteous wrath and firepower to burn down the world. This month, viewers will get another window into the world of John Wick in The Continental, premiering on Peacock September 22, 2023. Is Keanu Reeves in Peacock's John Wick spin-off The Continental? Though Peacock's The Continental is a spin-off of the four-film John Wick saga, we likely won't be seeing Keanu Reeves show up in the trademark role. The reason, as has been well advertised, The Continental is a prequel to the John Wick films, set in the mid-1970s, decades prior to the events of the first film starring Reeves. By that timeline, it stands to reason Reeves' character would still be a child during the events of The Continental, which would make it nearly impossible for Reeves to reprise the role. He's certainly a great actor, but playing a preteen kid is probably a stretch. Though he won't be in The Continental, you can catch Reeves starring as John Wick in the first 3 John Wick films. Streaming now on Peacock. We'll certainly miss Reeves, but we will get to see the construction of the world which created him. What is The Continental? The Continental takes place during the mid-1970s in New York. Wick would have been alive at the time, but young, living out his days in Belarus or possibly El Salvador, Mexico. We hope he was having fun with the neighborhood kids, unaware their games were preparing him for a violent and bloody future. Our story focuses on the other side of North America, during the New York sanitation strike of the 1970s. The economy was struggling, and the city of New York laid off roughly 3,000 sanitation workers. In response, another 10,000 went on strike. The streets piled high with garbage and tensions were high. Crime had been on the rise for decades and wouldn't slow down for decades more. If you were going to hide an underground society of professional killers, 1970s New York was the sort of place and time where you might do it. Winston Scott, the enigmatic purveyor of the New York Continental, a safe haven for professional murders, will be followed by viewers. Assassins can let their hair down and have a drink together at the Continental, comfortable in the assurance that everyone inside is off duty. Winston is played by Ian McShane in the film franchise. Colin Whittle portrays him 4 decades younger in the Continental. The Continental is without a doubt the most famous location in the whole John Wick franchise, and Peacock's upcoming miniseries promises to tell how it became an island of immunity in the midst of a sea of carnage.